Hello my dear students, welcome to CMIS online classes. In today's class, in this video, we are going to start a new chapter from our English grammar, chapter 4, non-finite verbs. So in this chapter, we are going to understand the another classification of verbs as finite and non-finite verbs. The title of the chapter is non-finite verbs, but if we don't understand finite verbs, then we are unable to understand non-finite verbs too. So in this chapter we will understand both finite and non-finite verbs and how to identify them in sentences. So let us understand what are finite and non-finite verbs. तो चलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम ये जानते हैं, समझते हैं कि फाइनाइट वर्ब्स और नॉन फाइनाइट वर्ब्स क्या है. एज वी ऑल नो दैट ईच verb, each action word has its 5 forms and each verb changes its forms according to the change in the number of subjects. That means when the subject, that means subject means the doer of the action, the verb which we are speaking about always has a subject, and this subject also changes according to the change in the verb, or when the subject changes the verb changes. Okay, so how do the verbs change their forms? The verbs change their forms when there are changes in the number of subject. Number of subject means when nouns or pronouns change their forms from singular to plural and plural to singular. Accordingly, verbs also change their form. So let's understand and learn how do verbs change their forms. At first, we will define finite verbs. See, you can also see the definition on the screen. Finite verbs: a verb that has a subject and exhibits tense and number in a sentence is called a finite verb. That means finite verbs always have their subject in sentences and they change according to the change in the number of subjects, and also according to the change in tense in sentence. वो सारे verbs जो सब्जेक्ट के चेंज होने के बाद चेंज होते हैं और जब सेंटेंस में टेंस चेंज होता है तो उस समय भी चेंज होते हैं, तो ये सारे verbs को हम फाइनाइट verbs कहते हैं. ओके, all those verbs are finite verbs that change their forms according to the change of the number of subject and tense in sentences. So how do these verbs change their forms? We will learn it from these examples. Okay, so examples are here. The dog wags its tail. The dog wags its tail. So here, what is the subject? The dog. Dog is the subject. So what is the verb? Wags. Okay, wags. So here, the subject is singular. So the verb is also singular. V5 form of the verb is used here. Wags. Wags is the V5 form of wag. So we have to understand the subject and verb agreement. That means if the subject is singular, then the verb is also singular, and if the subject is plural, then the verb is also plural. So we will learn how. See here, the next example, I have written the same sentence but I have changed the number of subject here. See, number 2, the dogs wag their tails. So here if you see the subject is the dog. So dogs is plural here. So when here the number of subject is changed into plural, the verb has also changed its form. So here subject is plural, so the verb is also plural. Wag is V1, basic form of the verb. Understood? Why V1? Why V1 is used here? Because dogs is plural here. Understood? Now I will change the same sentence into past tense, like the dog wagged its tail. So when I changed the tense of this sentence, again the verb has changed its form. So wags and wag became wagged here, V2. Wagged, V2. Okay, so here in these three sentences, if you see, the same verb has used but in different forms. Okay, why we have used the different forms of these verbs, this verb? Because there is change in the number of subject as well as tense. Understood? If I write the same sentence in plural with this plural subject, again the verb will change. Okay, like the dogs wagged its tail. So here the dogs wagged their tails. So here again B2 form of the verb is used. Okay, now let us take some other examples, like number 4. She speaks fluent English. She speaks fluent English. Okay, here the subject is she, so I have used singular verb speaks. Speaks is the B5 form of verb speak. Speak is B1. So speaks is B5, singular. So here subject is singular, so verb is also singular. Now if you see the 5th example, the same similar kind of sentence I have written here, but there is a change in number of subject, like we speak English in school. We speak English in school. See here the verb is speak. So here speak itself is B1 form of the verb, that is plural form of the verb. Why I have used plural form of the verb here? Because the subject is also plural here. We is plural noun, a plural pronoun, so verb is also plural, B1. So here again I have changed the form of verb, speaks to speak. Here singular subject see, so singular verb speaks. Here singular plural subject we, so plural verb speak, B1. Now again we will change the same sentence into past tense, like he spoke English with his teachers. So here the subject is he and the verb is spoke. Spoke is the past form of the verb speak, B2. B2. Spoke is B2 form of the verb speak. So here spoke, the form of verb has been changed into B2 according to the change of tense in sentence. So if you see these verbs from sentence example number 1 to 6, we have used 2 verbs, and these 2 verbs have changed their forms in each sentence according to the change in the subject, number of subject and tense. So we can say that these verbs are finite verbs because they have sentence, they have subject, they have direct link with the subject because they are the direct action done by the subject, and they change according to the number of subject and also according to the reference of tense. So these verbs are finite verbs. Why? Because they change according to the change of the number of subject and the tense. So what are finite verbs? Finite verbs are those verbs that change their forms according to the change in the number of subject and with the reference of tense in sentences. Understood, students? We can use other verbs also, and we can see the examples by writing sentences how verbs change according to the change in the number of subject and tense. Now we will understand non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs are just opposite to finite verbs, and we have to understand something more about non-finite verbs. See, if finite verbs change according to the change in number of the subject and tense with the reference of the tense, these non-finite verbs, they do not change when the number of the subject changes or when the tense in sentences change. That means these non-finite verbs remain same in all sentences, however you change the subject, number of subject and tenses. So what are non-finite verbs? A verb that neither has a subject nor exhibits tense. Why do non-finite verbs do not change in sentences like finite verbs? Because finite verbs have the subject and they refer the tense, but these non-finite verbs do not have any subject and they do not show any tense. So they do not change their form, they do not have any form, they do not change with the change of the number of subject and tenses. Okay, so understood? Here non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? Non-finite verbs are those verbs that change according to the change of the number of subject and the reference of tense. Okay, these non-finite verbs, how these non-finite verbs are used in sentences? Non-finite verbs are also the verbs. They give us the sense of verbs, but being verbs, they are used as other parts of speech in sentences. Non-finite verbs हमें verb का सेंस देते हैं, लेकिन एक verb होते हुए भी non-finite verbs बाकी parts of speech की तरह sentences पे use होते हैं. Like they are used like sometimes nouns, sometimes adjectives, and sometimes if they are used as nouns, that means they are used as subjects and objects in sentences. Okay, and sometimes they are used as adjectives, and sometimes they are the part of the subject, being the part of phrases. Okay, being the part of phrases, they are used in sentences. So let us see some examples of non-finite verbs. Some examples are here, like I want to become a doctor. See, I want to make you understand non-finite verbs with these three examples together. I want to become a doctor. She wants to become a teacher. He wanted to become a singer. If you see here, the verb want has changed its form in each sentence. Okay, I want, because with I we always use plural verb, so want is always V1. Okay, wants is V5 form of the verb want, and wanted is V2 form of the verb want. So this want, verb want, has been changed in each sentence. So here this want, verb want, is finite verb. But if you see this verb to become, to become, to become, so in each sentence, though the subject has changed and also the tense has also changed, but this verb to become has remained same in each sentence. So here we can say to become is non-finite verb. So what kind of non-finite verb we will understand in another video, because there are many kinds of non-finite verbs that we will understand. We have to understand because we have to be able to identify them in sentences. Now just see another example, like example number 4 and 5. They love watching movies. Rosie loves watching cartoons. Similar kind of example, but here love, the verb love has been changed to loves when there is a change in subject, number of subject. They is plural, so love is also plural. Rosie singular subject, so loves singular verb. So here love and loves, these here these verbs are finite verbs, But if you see this another verb, watching cartoon movies, watching cartoons, though there are changes in the number of subject and subject, this verb watching has remained same. So here these verbs watching, we can call it as non-finite verb. Okay, non-finite verb. Now see here, example number 6, dancing is my hobby. What is my hobby? Dancing. So here dancing is used as subject. Subject means either noun or pronoun. So here the verb dancing has been used as noun. That means the verb has been used as subject. So it is non-finite verb. Okay, because being verb, it is used as noun or the subject of the sentence. Okay, now see here, everyone became happy to see the rising sun. Everyone became happy to see the rising sun. See, if you change the tense of the sentence also, if you change the number of the subject also, this became will change. Became can be written as become, becomes. But if you see to see and this verb rising, they will not change. Okay, everyone becomes happy to see the rising sun. Again, if I write becomes, these two verbs will remain same, to see and rising. Here if you see the verb rising here, being a verb here, the verb rising has been used as adjective because it qualifies the noun sun. Okay, what kind of sun? Rising sun. So rising has been verb but used as adjective here. Understood? So both to see and rising are non-finite verbs here. Okay, now to steal is a sin. To steal is a sin. So what is a sin? To steal, chori karna. So to steal is a verb. Steal is a verb, but here it has been used as subject of the sentence. So if the verbs are used as the subject of the sentence, then they are non-finite verb. So here to steal is non-finite verb. We can also write stealing is a sin. Stealing is also the verb, but here if I write stealing, it is also used as the subject, so it is a non-finite verb. Okay, now see, it is a bad manner to lie. It is a bad manner to lie. What is a bad manner? To lie. So to lie is a verb, so but here it is used as an object, so it is a non-finite verb. Understood? Now see here, another example, playing a song, she started singing. She started dancing. Playing a song, she started dancing. So if you see, the main sentence is she started dancing, and here playing a song is a phrase here. Playing a song, she started dancing. So if you change the subject here, the main subject here, you will find changes in this verb started, but it will not, this verb playing will not change. Okay, so here playing has been a part of the phrase. Playing itself is before present participle, so we can call the verb playing as participle phrase here. So here before form of the verb has been used as the participle phrase, so it is non-finite verb. Understood? So now we will understand kinds of non-finite verbs. So kinds of non-finite verbs, we have to understand whatever examples I have given here in non-finite verbs. We have to identify each of them, that what kind of non-finite verbs are they. Understood? But first we have to understand the kinds of non-finite verbs. The kinds of non-finite verbs and identifying them we will understand in the next video. See, there are three kinds of non-finite verbs. What are they? One is infinitives, number 2 participles, and number 3 gerunds. But what are infinitives, what are participles, and what are gerunds? that we will understand in our next video. Okay, because we have to be able to understand each kind of non-finite verbs, and we have to be able to identify them in sentences. Now this much for today's video. Thank you so much.